Some say that PvP in Guild Wars 2 is dead content, that the player base is too small to support it anymore, that perhaps the glory days of competitive modes in Guild Wars 2 are long gone, and that maybe even PvP in all MMOs is a waste of time. Maybe we should all just enjoy the story and have fun doing meta events, farming gold, and of course, playing Barbie Dress-Up Simulator with all the cosmetics we've collected over the years. But PvP is far from dead. Some might even say it's had a resurgence of sorts with a new map and the untimely demise of another MMO whose refugees have come seeking a better life on the shores of Tyria. Their ways might be different than ours, but we share a common belief that killing other players in video games is the most fun way to prove we are superior to them. But not everyone starts Guild Wars 2 as a PvP enjoyer. For some, it's a journey with plenty of bumps along the way. So what is PvP exactly? Well, Google AI refers to it as a term in gaming for competition between human players. Unlike playing against computer-controlled opponents, PvE, this can involve direct, real-time combat or indirect competition and can be found in many genres, from online shooters to sports games, John Madden, and of course, MMOs like Guild Wars 2. At its core, PvP involves humans competing against other humans within a game. This is often associated with real-time combat where players actively fight each other. PvP gameplay typically requires a different set of skills compared to PvE, focusing on strategy, quick decision-making, and outsmarting other human opponents. And Guild Wars 2 has made its own solid entry into that tradition. I used to think that PvP in Guild Wars 2 was just pressing buttons until somebody fell over. It turns out it's a little different than killing enemies in a meta event. But after months and months of failure, countless losses, several emotional breakdowns, I learned something. The best part of Guild Wars 2 is PvP, and not enough people talk about it. What I want to do today is to convince you to ruin your self-esteem just long enough that you can get good at PvP. Like many people, I started Guild Wars 2 the way most people do. Grinding hearts, completing random events, and spending hours picking the right armor and dye combinations to elevate my drip. My daily routine was simple. Log in, do some world bosses, log into my gold farming character that I had parked in all the right locations, and then log out. PvP? Nah. That was for sweaty tryhards who spam map chat with schizo rants on politics and religion and argue about why their class is broken on the forums. But then, it dawned on me. It was the realization that I had fallen into the trap of making a video game a series of chores. I had over a dozen alts, I had a couple legendary weapons. This is when I decided to do the unthinkable. I clicked unranked PvP. I had one goal. I was going to get good. When I stepped into the lobby, it was beautiful. It was a place where dreams were forged and friendships went to die. It was like a karate dojo for unemployed 30-year-old men with autism.
If you ever are sword fighting, try to avoid blocking a sword blade with another sword blade unless you simply have no choice.
I watched YouTube guides, copied builds from Meta Battle. I even tried different professions and elite specs, hoping to abuse whatever was overpowered to make up for my lack of skill. This was it. I was ready to enter the mists and immediately got killed. NANI? I died so fast, I started to wonder if my keyboard was actually malfunctioning. Every match was like a group therapy session for my ego. People say, just learn your build, which is great advice if I could survive long enough to press more than 2 of my buttons. Bruh. I tried everything. Warrior, Ranger, Necro, all of them ended with the same result. What I had failed to see was that PvP was not just about pressing buttons. It was about timing, rotation, positioning, things I clearly did not appreciate or understand. After playing around 100 matches as my main character, my warrior, I finally found a build that clicked. It wasn't necessarily the best, but it was one that I enjoyed playing. And I think that's the main point that I always tell new players is that it doesn't matter how overpowered a build is, you have to find something that you think is fun. All of a sudden, I wasn't just a giant punching bag in the game, I was playing the game. I started to see patterns, rotations, flow, when to push, when to hold. I had more map awareness. My reaction time to situations were sharper, and my teammates even stopped putting that little crosshair of shame over my head less often. I wasn't good yet, but I wasn't completely hopeless, and that's all you really need in PvP. Just one moment where it clicks and you think, you know what, I can do this. A few weeks after that, I wasn't just queuing unranked matches anymore, I was queuing full-on into ranked. I finally was earning some gold, ascended shards, and I even started working towards a legendary armor set. I found a guild that was PvP focused, with people that were ready to help, and honestly, not at all toxic. I ran tournaments, did ATs for the first time, and you know what? We weren't the best. We lost those tournaments pretty much 1-for-1, but we were always getting better. The fear of PvP was gone. I stopped seeing PvP as this sweaty, toxic mess, and started seeing it as the best way to learn Guild Wars 2 combat from top to bottom. When I went back to fractals and even raids, everything in the game just felt easier. I could dodge better, react faster, and I actually understood my class from traits, weapon abilities, and utility slots. PvP didn't just make me better at fighting, it made me better at Guild Wars 2 on a whole new level. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one inviting other PvE players to join you one day, so that you can be the one to watch a new player get evaporated and think to yourself, man, I remember what that was like. So if any of this inspired you to try PvP, then remember to like and subscribe because it is a free way to support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. See you in the mists, and take it easy, gamers.